Hey y'all, it's Farmer MeeMaw, and I am a hot mess on a mission. And right now, my mission is pretty much a complete overhaul. Let me explain a little bit. I have noticed recently, well, I've been kind of observing for a while, that my hormones have a huge effect on my all or nothing thinking. There are days when it's just like nothing. I can do nothing. I can't think right. Nothing goes right. And it's just like, ugh. And I'm just completely unfocused. And then there's a gentle shift that happens kind of suddenly. And all of a sudden, I have the mental energy and focus and motivation to get things done, to see the possibilities, to work towards those possibilities, and to see the opportunities in things. And right now, as luck would have it, I have just made that shift into the possibilities and the focus and the energy. And so I'm going to take full advantage of this timing and start to build some momentum. I think the key is when we do have that upswing, use it. Start doing something. Take advantage of it and build your momentum. Because once you build momentum, like a body at rest tends to stay at rest, and a body in motion tends to stay in motion until it's acted upon by an outside force, which hormones could be an outside force. But if you get enough momentum going, it will give you that push to make it through those times when you don't want to do as much, okay? But if you're just barely kind of coasting along and then those hormones hit, well, you're going to hit a brick wall, okay? And so, right now, I'm on a mission to build momentum while my energy is up so that I can keep going through those times when I may have a lull, okay? So, here is kind of the thing that I'm doing, and I want to bring you guys along this time. I'm going to try to shift a little bit. Good Lord willing and the creeks don't rise. Because I've been doing a lot of just kind of sitting and talking. Y'all, there's like feathers flying. If you hear my chicks right here and here beside me, everything in my room is covered in a layer of pollen because we rose the windows when the weather was so beautiful. And even now with our air conditioner, I think the filter isn't filtering out near enough because look, y'all, you see this thing on it. Watch. You see that? Do you see that pollen on my finger? There's pollen. Look, y'all, just lifting this lifting this up. I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see it, but there is like an outline. No, you can't see it here. There's an outline that I can see, a subtle outline of pollen from where this was sitting and covered part of it, but not all of that cover. But anyway, I digress, y'all. ADHD is real. So, what I'm going to be doing is over the next, 75 days for sure, okay? You may have seen my video from yesterday, 75 hard. It's a challenge. It's a hard challenge that lasts 75 days. But if you mess up at any day, it doesn't matter if it's on day 74. If you mess up and you don't complete the challenge for that day, you start over at day 1. And so really what it seems like it's going to be is if you really stick to it and say, I'm going to make it 75 days straight, you're going to develop some serious lifestyle changes and habits and skills and just overall health so that you're not going to want to go back. And it's going to be so easy to maintain because even if you mess up, and then you got to do another 75 days. And then if you mess up again, that's another 75 days. And so, you know, you're going to have stretches, longer and longer stretches of being successful to the point where it's just going to become basically a lifestyle. And that is my ultimate goal, is to have a healthy lifestyle. I am determined to get healthy. Some people may think my obsession with health, well, it is an obsession. I don't know. I do want to be healthy and get healthy. I believe in helping others get healthy because I think that there is so much focus on disease and illness, especially in this country, that we don't focus enough on true natural health. And so for me, 75 hard, you pick a diet plan of your choosing, an eating plan. I don't like the word diet. Eating plan of your choosing. It doesn't matter if it's vegan or carnivore or keto or paleo or whatever it is, but you stick to it for 75 days, no exceptions. If you cheat, you go back to day one, okay? So it's a serious challenge, but it gives me the structure that my ADHD brain needs and wants. So it's going to help me. If you participated in the boot camp, the weight loss boot camp that I did in March, that focused primarily on eating habits and really learning about the kinds of foods that are healthy and healing. Excuse me. And this focus adds to that. You're still looking at eating right, but now you're also looking at 2 45-minute workouts every day. One of them must be outside no matter what the weather is, okay? Now, if you got tornadoes coming through, okay. Short of that, if it's raining, do it anyway. I mean, you can adjust your time. It's not going to rain solid all day. You know, you might have to do a workout in the morning before it rains or in the evening after it rains, whatever. One workout has to be outside. I mean, if you got a patio or something covered or something, I'm sure there's a way around it, okay? You can find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I will get healthy. And it may take more than 75 days because I may have to start over. But the point is that you finish the challenge, not that you finish the challenge in 75 days. So that's what I'm doing as far as my health is concerned. You know, the challenge involves drinking water, no alcohol, getting exercise, eating right, and taking part in reading. They say 10 pages a day. I'm saying 30 minutes a day, and mine is going to be audiobook or podcast, because sitting and reading, my attention span just, it doesn't work for me. So, I mean, and I read things that I'm interested in when I'm in that mode, but in general, just sitting down to read self-help, I don't tend to like to read. I read more about, you know, when I'm researching. And so, anyway, but those are the basic rules I posted on in the Progress Not Perfection group, tribe, Progress Not Perfection tribe group on Facebook. And then on my Farmer MeeMaw page on Facebook, I've posted the rules and kind of some of the modifications that I'm making. For example, it's like drinking a gallon of water. I'm not going to drink a gallon. I will probably shoot for 100 ounces. A gallon is 128 ounces. But you kind of try to do your weight in pounds. You do half of that in ounces of water. So if you weigh 200 pounds, it's 100 ounces of water. If you're 100 or 250 pounds, and that'd be 125 ounces of water. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to be doing as far as my health. However, there is more to it, y'all. So I'm also doing a bit of a reboot with homesteading and gardening and housework and all of that. I don't know about Fly Lady. I don't know that I'll do a Fly Lady reboot, but I am going to do, okay, here's the deal. Y'all know I'm ADHD. And I think it's time for kind of a bit of an ADHD reboot. And what in the world? I don't have to reboot my ADHD. It reboots itself every day. When I wake up, it's just like a whole new world. But one of the things, or some of the things that make managing ADHD easier and being more successful and productive with ADHD is having systems and routines and habits and things like that in place that make you have to depend on your brain a little bit less. For example, having a watch that you can actually look at to see what time it is. Because we have time blindness, I get so anxious about what time it is and when I have to be somewhere and when I have to do something, that it ruins my whole day. And so little things like that I'm going to be working on. I'm also going to be I'm going to be developing some systems revolving around getting basic housework done, getting gardening and homesteading chores and things like that done. Y'all have seen me before over there. I made all of these lists of things to do, and I was like, I'm going to see if I can if it's reasonable. And then I just got out of it. It was like I lost that momentum. And that was around the time that all of my hormones kind of started making that shift into the nothing phase, and I didn't have any momentum going, so that it would keep me going through that phase. And so this time, hopefully, I'm starting when my energy is high, and I'm going to go from there. Now, if you want to join me on any of this, please do. If you find right now you're in kind of that lower phase, wait until you're kind of on the upswing if you want to do that, and start when you're more, feeling more energy and motivation. And when you're at that point, get started and go. And hopefully by the time you kind of start going back into that lull, you'll have some momentum. Because honestly, you cannot rely on motivation, because motivation is an emotion. And we can't depend on our emotions to guide our life. That will just get you into nothing but trouble. Momentum and discipline is what you need. And I think discipline is really hard for some of us, especially with ADHD. But momentum and forming habits are really going to help us out. I know habits and routines can be something that at times I just want to fight and say, no, I'm not going to do it. But at the same time, sometimes they can be comforting and a lot easier for me to get things done when it becomes a habit than if I have to just remind myself that I have to do it because I'm not doing it consistently enough to make it a habit. Like making my bed and opening the curtains, that is like one of the most comforting and kind of motivating things that I do every day. It's a habit. I do it regardless. And so, things that you already do, just add something to it. Okay, well, I'm going to, instead of make my bed and open my curtains, I'm going to make my bed, open my curtains, get dressed to shoes. And then once I'm doing all that, make my bed, open the curtains, get dressed to shoes, unload the dishwasher, whatever it is. But my goal is that I'm going to start getting organized, and I'm going to show you the process. I'm going to go along with you as I'm trying new systems. I'm going to share those to see what works for me, what doesn't. Some things that may not work at one point may work later on. And so that is kind of my goal at this point, is to kind of reboot my health through the 75 hard challenge, and then creating some systems and some habits and rituals and routines and things like that. And I'll be sharing, because as you know, I've got my hot mess on a mission method that I'm using as kind of a guide to how to live your healthiest and happiest life. And I may share more about that from time to time. But one of the pillars of a healthy and happy life, one of them is physical health, which I'm working on. Another one of those pillars is organization, and another one is productivity. And so organization and productivity kind of go hand in hand. And so those are some things that I'm going to be adding on to the physical health aspect, and that I'm getting through the 75 hard challenge. But let me know, are there some things that you struggle with to stay organized? Because I want to say girl, because I'm assuming most of you guys out there are girls. Not that you're guys that are girls. You know what I mean? Most of y'all out there are probably girls. But there are so many things that I struggle with, and hopefully, as I'm trying different systems or ideas, maybe some of them will resonate with you as well. Because I struggle a lot with, consistency, doing things every day, making the right choice. Like, okay, coffee or supplements, because if I take my coffee, I can't take my supplements right away. But here's the deal, during my 75 hard challenge, you can choose any kind of eating plan or whatever that, you know, that you want. But mine is going to include no coffee, no dairy, and no artificial sweeteners, and no sugar, of course. But none of those things. And so I'm quitting coffee again from Sunday. So Saturday will be my last day of coffee or dairy or artificial sweeteners. And here's the problem with that. My birthday is in about a month or so, and so I'm going to be having a birthday with no artificial sweeteners, no sugar, no exceptions, no alcohol. So if we go out to eat, no rolls, no drinks, I'm gonna have to be good. And then, and Mother's Day. And so how am I, either I'm going to be doing this for over 100 days because I'll have to start over, start my 75 days over at day 30-ish, or I'm going to not have any kind of even a keto-friendly, because my husband makes the absolute best keto-friendly cheesecake with like this like candied pecan topping. Oh my gosh, y'all, it is so good. Not going to be able to have that on the 75 hard challenge. So anyway, that's kind of an update. If you want to join me, please let me know in the comments below, and I will put a link in the description of where you can sign up and join the Progress Not Perfection group, Progress Not Perfection tribe group on Facebook. It's for women only. I don't know that I can really help a man get healthy. I can try. I mean, I guess I help my husband lose some weight and stay focused and all that good stuff. So anyway, that is all for today, and I will see you soon, and hopefully some of the upcoming videos will have more to do with getting organized and cleaned up around here and creating systems and thriving while my motivation and my energy and my focus is high, because it doesn't last forever, y'all. So let's take advantage of it while it's here. I'll talk to you guys soon. I love you all. Bye, y'all.